You know, they always tell us that something crazy happens in October within a couple of weeks before the election. We didn't know it was going to be in October, Sur-FRIES. See what I did there? Okay, I'll see myself out. That's it. We may have to wrap it up. That was too bad. That was too bad to go on. No, we will go on because that was amazing. We'll talk about Trump taking over the drive-thru at Mickey D's, McDonald's in Pennsylvania because it dominated the headlines, obviously, and most topics of discussion on social media and maybe at your dinner table throughout the entire weekend. And that's why the mainstream media had an absolute hissy fit over it. They don't understand it. You know why? Because they don't understand real people. That's why, and they're absolute clowns. Speaking of media, CBS, and this is a story that's been going on for close to 2 weeks, where they caught Kamala Harris dead to right, making a horrific word salad about the war in the Middle East. And they edited her answer to make her look like somewhat coherent and not an idiot. We've all known that, and Trump has called for them to be fined for it and to release the transcripts. Well, they've released a statement about that. We're going to hear the original versus the edited version. If you don't think they're in the bag for one candidate, you're sorely mistaken. We'll talk about that. Hey, we got the World Series matchup all set. The winner has already been announced. It's Major League Baseball. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony had, it had some moments last night, I guess, or over the weekend. It was interesting. We'll talk about that, too. But first of all, let's get to the other stuff. Monday, October 21st. Thanks for finding Wicked Radio. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for finding the audio podcast, too, on Spotify and Apple iTunes and wherever you get them, really. Do me a favor, though. As this lives on an X post later on in a replay and also on YouTube. On X, if you follow me, put the little alert thing on. It's like a little eyeball thing. You get an alert for when we start the live stream every day. Usually just about before 8:01, but it's at 8 a.m. Eastern time every single day. Get a little alert on there so you know when we're starting up. Appreciate you. Let's get to it. McDonald's. Are you loving it? Trump loves it. Now, this was, I think, more than a political stunt. I think it was something when he says he wanted to do this for a long time. I really believe him. We've all followed Trump now. We've paid attention to this guy on the national stage, right? In the media every single day since 2015. You know how he operates. You know what he likes. You know what he loves. This guy loves his McDonald's. You know that much. And when he says he always wanted to work the drive-thru, I don't think it was just Kamala Harris lying about working the drive-thru that prompted the guy to do it. And people in his campaign doing, sir, you should really do it. We can set it up. We can set up security. We'll vet all the cars going through. And he's like, all right, let's do it. But it's got to be in Pennsylvania. And he did it. And it sounded like this.
Look at that. Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You
for
are not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
The missus in the car actually said, thank you for taking a bullet for us. And did you catch what the guy said there? And Trump, pay attention to Trump's response onto it. You may not even be voting for the guy. You cannot deny that this is the man of the people. We've heard it anecdotally. If you've ever met him, if you ever met somebody that worked for him, and then you have other people at the rallies who deal with him, the key to this guy's whole success going back 2 election cycles now is he's a billionaire that can relate to regular people. It's the bottom line. That's exactly what it is, and you heard it right there. Exactly. When the guy says, thank you for reaching us to us ordinary people, or whatever the guy said, and he says, no, you're not ordinary. Everybody to a person who has met him in person says that. He worked with him. He just happened to meet him waiting in line at a rally or something, or you got in. They say the same thing. He makes you feel like you're not ordinary. Here's the best example of that. Most of the videos that are out that you've seen, just like that one, are him working the drive-thru. What struck out to me was when he was actually working the fry machine. And he had to work the fry machine, right? That was the whole purpose, because then he could turn around and say, I have now worked the fry machine 15 minutes longer than Kamala ever did, which is true. But it's how he speaks to, and this goes back to how he deals with people, right? A relatable billionaire. Listen to what he says to I think she must be the fry manager. I don't know, but she's there, and the manager, or maybe the franchisee is there. As he's working the fry machine, it's not about the fries. It's how he relates to her.
Joe. You're an expert at this, huh?
Yes.
How long have you done this? How long have you been here?
I've been working at McDonald's 10 plus.
10 plus. Wow. All different jobs.
Yes.
She doing a good job? She better, right? Yeah, she's beautiful. Let's go.
Got to know her name. Her name is Georgia. Georgia, you're beautiful. All right, let's go. You're very good at this. You're like the expert, aren't you? That's how he is. That's how he relates to people. That's what cuts through. And there was something missing in 2020 with that. He didn't do this kind of stuff. I get it, but there was a lot of other things going on in that election cycle. People get it. People understand it. People see this. I saw personally, in my own personal life, people that will never, ever vote for that guy. It will not have. They'll stay away from the polls before they ever vote for Trump. 2 or 3 of them in my life, and yeah, it's true, I have them in my life, even saying, all right, that was pretty cool. That was really actually pretty awesome. How ridiculous does it look now with this past week's, or maybe this is the final line with the propaganda from the other side saying, he's tired. There's something wrong with him. He's tired. Look at him. Is that a tired guy? Does he look tired to you? Because after he did that, he had a town hall meeting. This is coming off of a rally. And then that night, he went to the Stillers game. He went to see the Stillers Jets. And, of course, the crowd was chanting USA when they saw him. They wouldn't put him up on the big screen, though. Oh, no, they wouldn't dare do that. But you know what? It's okay. They had one brief mention on TV that he was there. You know, Taylor Swift shows up at one of these things. They'll cut to her 15, 16 times, as we all know, if you're an NFL fan and you watch this stuff. Trump, brief mention that he's there. But it's okay. And that's really the theme of what we're talking about today. It's all okay. Because less and less people buy the crap that the media is saying. The people know. The people know now. Trump's making fries, talking to people, telling them in the drive-thru window that they're not ordinary, going to the Stillers game, watching that among the people. What was Kamala doing? She's meeting with the Soros family, taking pictures with George Soros's kid, the trillionaire communists. It's a stark picture that you can't even replicate. He's there amongst the people literally with an apron on, and she's working with the tech billionaires. They're the part. Everything is flipped. We've always talked about this. Everything is flipped. Now, the Democrats are the party of war, big tech, censorship, regulation, which they've always been, and the coastal elites, and that's what they are. Him made the Republican Party. And who knows what's going to happen in this election? He may not win this election. Let's just be honest, because there are going to be extreme hijinks happening. But again, here's our theme for a Monday. It's okay, because nothing's going back. Nothing will actually ever go back. The movement's too strong. People got hold of the information. Look at ratings for shows like 60 Minutes, which we're about to talk about here in a second. Look at the faith in media and the credibility of media surveys that they do. It's down to like less than 5%. People don't buy the crap anymore, and that's why it seems like there's such a divide, because the Democrats are fighting tooth and nail. The leftists, and even Republicans, too, whatever it is, the swamp monsters, whatever the hell you want to call them. Don't make it left and right. It's them and the normal people. That's what it is. It's them. They're freaking out about this. Perfect example. Now, sometimes MSNBC, the lunatic, absolute dipshit morons at MSNBC, sometimes they'll just lay out the propaganda. And they know actually, wink, wink, nod, nod, actually what's going on. Here's a case with Trump at McDonald's. No, they truly don't understand this. They truly don't understand why this had such an impact. They really don't, because they're not normals. Again, it's us, normal people, and it's them. MSNBC, for the functionally barely working, intellectually speaking, have no clue what's going on. I used to try to figure out what surrogate they have on here, whatever. I have no idea. They are having a hissy fit of him going to that McDonald's. Number one, it tells you what kind of a reaction it had and how positive it was. Number two, they are absolutely clueless. They don't know what it is.
What's this about?
There's no logic to it. It's a stunt. He has not put forth an economic agenda.
Oh, yeah.
He, as you know, appears to be not well, and he's engaged in some really bizarre types of activities during this campaign. So this is just another one of those stunts that he will continue on through the campaign. And
we're actually going and doing for one shift or 15 minutes, whatever it was, the physical work that most people, working class people, do in this country. That's completely bizarre to MSNBC, and they're idiots. And they truly they weren't lying. Like, she wasn't lying there. She truly has no understanding what that's all about. That's why they're out of touch. Exactly right there. How about this line too? He hasn't put forth an economic agenda. Okay, it's published online, but okay, that's fine. The lies are nonstop, and boy, are we in the red zone right now. Get ready for lies. Everything you see in here now, everything you see from mainstream media is going to be absolute propaganda. How about that one too? He's obviously not well. He just had, I think, an 18-hour day. The rally, the McDonald's shift, the town hall, and then going to the Steelers game. But he's not well. They're actually trying to, scraping the bottom of the barrel, they're actually trying to paint that guy as low energy. Okay, that's how you know they're desperate. Here's a story with this CBS thing, and this is a little long, but we got to go through this because now they're officially caught red-handed because they released their own statement. You know how Kamala did that 60 Minutes interview and she was just absolutely awful, and they actually asked her some real questions. And now we know, and Trump has called this out too, that they edited the answer to make her look somewhat coherent and not the babbling absolute moron that she is. We know that happened. That's been out for, was it a week and a half? Might actually be 2 weeks now. They've called for, many media outlets have called for 60 Minutes to release the actual transcript of what she said. They won't do it. Instead, they released a statement about why they edited her to try to make her sound coherent. It's the same old rigmarole that they give all of us. Same old lines, same old crap. But it's in their state. Here's the original statement. Here's the original question, the original ridiculous answer she gave, which is a complete word salad, and the edited version where they clean her up.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill,
here we go.
The work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
It's like two completely different answers, because it actually is two completely different answers. There's the babbling, moronic rigmarole that she threw out, the word salad, and then the edited version that made her look somewhat kind of sort of coherent. Everybody knew that they did that, right? They won't release the transcripts of the proof that this actually happened, but the internet lives forever. That's why we have the original version. But they did release a statement last night, CBS did. Here's the official one. 60 Minutes gave an excerpt of our interview with Face the Nation that used a longer section of her answer, blah, 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 blah. Then on 60 Minutes, blah, 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 blah. In different portion of the response, when we edit any interview, whether a politician, athlete, movie star, we strive to be clear, accurate, and on point. The portion of her answer on 60 Minutes was more succinct. Which allows time for other subjects to be covered in the interview. Let me translate that for you. They lied, and they're going to continue to lie. And even though there are still some people out there that will believe that and believe that 60 Minutes and every other mainstream media outlet is not lying to you, again, what's our Monday theme? There's less and less of that. Less and less people buy that absolute crap. And now they've been called out for it. They have no credibility. They have no credibility whatsoever. And you think, and I get frustrated by it too, because people, like I said in my personal life, that I will know, or you see people online, it's like, no, she said it right there in 60 Minutes. It's true. No, it's misinformation what you're saying. Even though that's incredibly frustrating, tell yourself this, and it'll get you through the tough times. There's less and less of those people. Some of them are just lost, They just are. I mean, if you got older people in your life that for 60, 70 years have believed like what the New York Times is telling them, what CBS tells them, all that crap, they're too far gone. And I hate to say that. They just are. But the people are taking information over, and that's why these swamp monsters are so afraid. That's why. Examples right there. So no, they're not going to release the transcript, and they will get away with that. But in the long run, just don't watch. Less and less people are watching or believe them. And that's a good thing. It's good news. It seems like everything's falling apart, but trust me on this one. It's okay. It's good stuff. It's kind of like we're ripping the Band-Aid off and we're realizing how much corruption has been out there and how many lies have been pushed, not just the past 10 years. I'm talking decades upon decades through media outlets. But we're realizing them now, which is shocking. And you're gonna find some people in your life that still will never believe it, and that's frustrating, but it's okay because the information's getting out there now. It's good stuff. Trust me on this one. Let's get out of that crap for a second. We got a World Series matchup. We got the Yankees and the Dodgers. By the way, a winner has already been proclaimed. We already got a winner of the 2024 World Series, and the winner is, ready? Major League Baseball. They got their number 1 and number 3 payroll teams in the World Series, the matchup they wanted. More importantly, the number 1 and the number 2 media markets. This is what baseball wants. And then all these other crappy teams in the middle. They don't care about anybody else. Here's the final call. Now, the Yankees wrapped it up over the Cleveland Guardians. I still can't get used to that name. On Friday night? I don't know what it was. But then the Dodgers beat the Mets. And here is the final call of that one. And you're ready for your World Series matchup.
Crowd, though, ready to explode, on the verge of making it all happen. There's a bouncing ball to second. Taylor's got it. Los Angeles is alive, and they're headed to the World Series. Dodgers, Yankees in the Fall Classic.
Actually, probably will be a pretty good series. But so it's going to probably start. They'll give them a day off. It'll start like what? This is Monday. It'll start lately, at least by Wednesday, right? No. Get this. You know when Game 1 is? And Game 1 is in L.A., by the way. Game 1... unless they change the schedule, but that's what every single schedule I checked this morning was. Game 1 of the World Series is Friday. Friday, October 25th is Game 1 of the World Series. We've got November World Series now. Can you lop off 20, 30 games during the regular season and we can wrap this up? You don't need that many games. You really don't. They made some good changes. They sped up the game a little bit. Friday, October 25th is Game 1 of the World Series. Oh, if this isn't a ratings monster for Major League Baseball and Fox and who else has it? TBS, I guess. There's something seriously wrong with baseball. It's the number 1 and number 2 media markets of the world. They should be doing pretty well. All right, we also had this over the weekend, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. This is always a mixed bag. It's always interesting because they always bring in other artists, crossover artists from other genres to sing somebody else's stuff. Yeah, it's cool, I guess, to honor them, right? And Cher, Ozzy Osbourne, Peter Frampton. Peter Frampton finally in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's excellent. Foreigner finally, Tribe Called Quest, and Mary J. Blige among the new class. And like I said, they always bring out, music superstars to honor whoever's in the new class. And they've had some cool mix-ups and mashups before. Doesn't always go so well. And I don't say that, trust me, because I don't think a lot of us could do it. I don't say this to bag on Jelly Roll, the country star, the big fella with the face and neck tattoos. I don't say it to bag on him whatsoever. But how do I say this? I think his performance shows you how truly great Ozzy Osbourne actually is, because things kind of fell apart.
I don't care about the sunshine, yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, stop it. Oh, no, stop the fight. Again, not to that's got to be tough. It's not your band, it's not your crew, it's not your song, but yeah, that was pretty rough. But again, I don't say that to bag on Jelly Roll, the guy that was trying to do that there with the backing band. It shows you how great Ozzy Osbourne still is, honestly. And I say it because of this. Ozzy, even though they rolled him out there in a wheelchair, he never, ever performed that song or any of his, whether it was Black Sabbath or any Ozzy songs, it sounded like that. Ever. That guy, as many drugs as he did, how he abused his body, how much he drank. He's been on everything but roller skates. He even got kicked out of Black Sabbath for being too much of an acid head. He never, ever lost his voice. Ever. Right now. He could sing that song right now and nail it. He's amazing. That is a true great. And I think, sadly, Jelly Roll proved that by flaming out on stage and saying that. It was just brutal. One more thought on that, too. Is there anything less? I don't know. You get performances like this, and I like that they bring them out together and they honor some acts like Peter Frampton. That's great. And Foreigner finally in there. Is there anything less rock and roll than a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, though? I don't know. Just asking the questions. All right. Wraps up Monday again. It's good news. This is a crazy time. You want to keep your head in your sand, find some other friends and go vote. But the misinformation you're going to hear from mainstream media, if you thought it was bad before, multiply that by like 10,000 because we truly are in the red zone right now. All right, we got a lot to cover tomorrow. We'll have a good time with it, too. Thanks for finding Wicked Radio. Just search for Wicked Radio with Bill Adams. You can find me everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify as well, wherever you get your podcasts. And on X, where it lives as a post right here later on as a replay. If you follow me, thank you for following me. I appreciate it so much. Follow the alert button so you know when we're live here, too, when we're going live. And we'll have a lot to cover. With all that said, again, it's good news. This is a good time, actually. Don't let the media freak you out. That's our number one takeaway for a Monday. And the second one, as always, and this is our mainstay, don't ever take any crap from anybody. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. I'll talk to you tomorrow.